Professor Peter Norton.
Thank you, Michelle. We were asked to introduce ourselves, and my only qualification for being here is that I'm just one of the thousands of people who make the academic mission here possible by committing from our hearts and our minds our commitment to that purpose. And we are the people who make the academic mission possible, and to make that academic mission possible, we have to have a say in how it's conducted. I'd like to mention also that besides having taught here for 27 years, before that, I was pleased to hear the name of Julian Bond mentioned again, because I was his teaching assistant. And as a graduate student in history at that time, I felt like I had the opportunity to apprentice myself to a man who made history. And that's had a lasting effect and taught me that the price of the liberty any one of us enjoys, including me and you, is our commitment to each other and to the liberty of all in our community. Happy Independence Day. When in the course of human events it becomes necessary for a university community to recommit ourselves to the values that unite us: tolerance, free inquiry, free speech, a decent respect to the opinions of mankind, requires that they should declare the causes. Let us recommit ourselves to the independence of the Academy from political interlopers. This value, independence, is on paper shared with the Board of Visitors. I hope every board member has read the board's own statement of visitor responsibilities, which they adopted unanimously in 2018. I quote from their own statement: "Visitors actively safeguard principles of academic freedom for the university and its faculty, and endeavor to protect the university from outside influences seeking improperly to shape it." I think we need to remind them that that is their promise to us. That is their promise to us. Outside influences are right now improperly seeking to shape our university, and we need the board to protect us from these invasive campaigns, which are as much an affront to conservative values as they are to liberal values. This solemn duty, protecting our university from passing political fads, is not a duty that the governing board of any university has ever had to bear alone. We cannot expect any board to do so. Board members are, without exception, political appointees. They owe their appointments to politicians. No matter which political party holds power, the inevitable effect is to make the board less able by itself to protect the university from political intrusions. This difficulty is all the greater whenever every board member has been appointed by politicians of a single party. We have the extraordinary version of this situation right now, as all 17 board members have been appointed by a single ambitious man. There is a principle of academic governance that, when honored, serves as a check on this kind of imbalance. It's called shared governance. The faculty bear the chief responsibility for the academic mission of the university, supported by librarians, staff, administrators, and others. We teach the classes, we grade the papers, we conduct the research, and in so doing, we are held to very high standards through annual reviews and other means. And we hold each other to high standards as well. To fulfill this responsibility to the university's academic mission, we must have a say in it. We must be partners at the table in matters that concern it. And as partners at the table, we can deflect some of the political pressures that board members have to deal with, including unjustifiable interference from Washington. The director of the Civil Rights Division of the Justice Department has compared this invasion into our university's affairs to the intrusions of the 1960s, when the Justice Department protected the civil rights of qualified black applicants to the universities of Mississippi and Alabama. This is a historically inaccurate comparison. I think I can say that as a historian. Above all, in no case did the Justice Department ever attempt to force out a university president. What we face here and now is radical overreach from Washington into a university administration unlike any we've seen before. The pretext has been excessive commitment to diversity. Diversity is, of course, a founding value of the United States of America. It's inscribed on every penny. E pluribus unum, from many, one. Incidentally, I understand that the minting of the penny has just ceased. Maybe we should pay attention to that. At the same time, we are accused of insufficient intellectual diversity. As a teacher who has personally assigned Milton Friedman, Phyllis Schlafly, and Ayn Rand to my students, as well as Walter Rodney, who you may have heard mentioned shortly before, and other socialist radicals and revolutionaries too, I take this accusation seriously. But now, as an academic, I must ask, what is their evidence for this charge? Board members have not visited my classrooms, and probably not yours either. I've read the accusation from its sources, and the evidence runs like this. For every faculty member at UVA who contributes to the Republican Party, at least 10 contribute to Democrats. To this I say, look at your whole sample. The vast majority of us make no significant contributions to politicians because the vast majority of us are non-tenure track faculty members working on a living pay that it does not give us that kind of luxury to influence campaigns one way or the other. The same cannot be said of board members. Of the 17 current board members, 15 are political contributors to a single party. Most of these contributions run in the tens of thousands of dollars per person. If few academics contribute to political parties, this may be taken as a reassuring sign that moral relativism has little hold on grounds. Conservative faculty members who take their conservative ideas seriously and their conservative values seriously have good reason to withhold contributions to politicians who approve of insulting our oldest allies, who welcome White House interference in university administrations, or who take no alarm at violent anti-constitutional insurrections. 3 years ago, even our governor told CBS News, and I quote, "The invasion of our capital is a blight on our democracy." Surely those who agree with the governor have cause to refrain from contributing to a political party that has misrepresented this insurrection as a peaceful assembly of concerned citizens. If board members actually visited our classrooms, they might be disappointed with how apolitical they really are. The overwhelming majority of our efforts are committed to ensuring that our students can write clearly, can speak well, can cite their sources, and check their math. I invite board members to see for themselves. In their most recent statement to our community, the outgoing and incoming rectors said they stand for the autonomy of our university. The greatest threat to our autonomy as a university right now comes from the outside influences the board itself has promised us that they would fight. With a firm reliance on the protection of divine providence, we mutually pledge to each other our renewed commitment to the academic mission of our university. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Peter. So we're skipping ahead a little bit. Unfortunately, some of the casualty has to be a song or two, but it really shouldn't be. But we need to move on. So we have M. Can you read? So we have a statement from Clay. You know his last name? Oops, Clay, who was the president of the student council. He wrote. Sorry. Clay Dickerson, who wrote this statement while riding on a non-air conditioned bus for hours and hours. Wherever in the world he is, I don't know.
Oh, I know. Oh, I don't need a microphone for y'all to hear me. Oh, I will, but y'all, I don't need it. My name is M. Gunter. I just graduated from the university about a month ago, and I stood on the steps of the rotunda last week, expressing that this is not about Jim Ryan. This is about the process. But I'll read the statement from the student council. To be clear, this is from the student council, not myself. We students are often referred to as customers. In conversations held in rooms we are rarely invited to, we are quantified and never characterized as students, but as customers. On this day, July 4th, 2025, the 249th anniversary of our nation, we students refuse to be categorized as such any longer. We demand our voices be heard, not because of our tuition dollars, but because of our humanity, because of what we have to offer intellectually and culturally stemming from our ever-diverse backgrounds. Our value to this university, this community, this city is beyond the understanding of any federal oversight. The forced resignation of President Ryan is a disgrace to our supposed nation of democracy. Further, it is a disgrace to the student self-governance that makes up the backbone of this university and decades of student leaders who have fought to uphold this. Today and in the days to follow, the students will fight to reclaim their governance over the university. We fight to reclaim the university that we have come to know and love. And by we, I mean everyone witnessing this message. The faculty who have seen this too many times, the staff whose voices are silenced and underpaid, the passionate and tireless alumni, and the endlessly resilient Charlottesville community. Together we can and will be the difference that turns the tide on this war against our university, our home. The pen and paper of federal oversight will never outweigh the hearts and soul of the student body. No matter what unfolds in the coming months, we remain and we stand firm. This will always be our university. And that is from Clay Dickerson, the Student Council President. Can I have like a minute? 15 seconds. Okay. To build off of what Professor McDowell was saying earlier, I'd like to share another quote from Frederick Douglass. I hope and trust all will come out right in the end, but the immediate future looks dark and troubled. I cannot shut my eyes to the ugly facts before me. These words are as true today as when Frederick Douglass said them 131 years ago. For over 100 years, the United States has been waging wars of terror and imperialism against marginalized communities the world over. Whether it's overthrowing democratically elected leaders in the global south or occupying lands for resource extraction, the United States is a criminal actor, and these actions that we have been waging for 100 years against others have come home to hit us right in the face. The imperial boomerang has hit us back in the face. The wars that we are seeing waged in this country against marginalized communities, against immigrants, against those who fight for free Palestine, against trans kids, they're all one and the same, and these tactics have been tested abroad and are being brought back home. It is important for us to understand that this is not new. This is a repeat of what we have already done. So if we want to stop this, you have to stand up now. The old lessons are not going to serve us. Think radically and think beyond. Just as the Black Panthers took up arms to protect themselves from racist cops who kept killing black people, we have to find new ways ourselves. The old methods will not work. They already know how to fight them. Stand up and figure something out. We got to do this.
Thank you so much. Great to hear from this generation. Next, we have Sally Hudson.